Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today for another CTC webinar. Today we're going to be talking about the Manager Suite and in specific Style Manager. So my name is Tony Crick. I'm the Civil Product Manager here at CTC Software. Okay, so Style Manager. What is it? It's one of the CIM Manager Suite of tools. You can see it there on the screenshot. It's intended mainly for CAD managers or Civil 3D users supporting a production team. And it works in the last 4 versions. That's a typo on the screen. We're back to version 2020 now. 24 just came out. So with that, we no longer support Civil 3D version 2019. So why Style Manager? Well, as Civil 3D users, we know that styles are crucial for Civil 3D designs. We also know style editing is slow and tedious and one at a time. And we know it's easy to miss a style if we're editing styles to make them fit our production drawings until it's too late. We'll see it when we go to plot a lot of times, and that causes a lot of problems, potentially. So why use Style Manager with from CTC? Well, with it we can edit Civil 3D styles from a drawing in a grid interface. We can see what styles are in the drawing. We can sort the categories of styles alphabetically or to match Civil 3D, whichever you're more comfortable with. Sometimes it's just easier to sort alphabetically if you're looking for something in particular, unless you're very familiar with the Civil 3D tool space categories. So we can filter the categories too, and we can show only objects or layers or tables, which we probably also all know that if you're trying to do it in Civil 3D itself, the only thing you can really isolate is the labels. We can filter tables to find specific styles. We can replace any or all styles specifically. And I'll show you, we'll be showing some of that here shortly. So we can replace them globally by name, description, created by. We can match cases. We can add text qualifiers as prefixes or suffixes, or before or after a string of text. And then we can export to an Excel spreadsheet and edit them externally, which we can then take and compare to any drawing. You can pick and choose the drawings. You can do it right in your drawing. And we can make the changes to current drawings or a set of drawings. And we can maintain that Excel spreadsheet as a template, which we can use to compare things in the future. So with that, let's jump into a drawing here and see how this thing works. Okay, so here we have sort of a typical site drawing. Maybe you got it from another department or an outside entity or whatever. So you don't really know maybe what styles are there. Do they match our styles? And the first thing you'd want to do is probably come over here and start looking at our styles. So we've got all these styles, all these general multi-purpose. We've got oodles of styles in here. Which ones are in the drawing? Which ones match ours? Which ones don't? That sort of thing. Sure, we've all been in one like this before. And we know that we can change things, we can change, let's go to, for instance, let's try points, point styles, point label styles. So we could come in here if we want to change something, and we could come here and we could edit them one by one. We can open that up. We can get to this box, and then we could pick through our tabs. What do we want to change here? What do we want to change here? And maybe all we want to do is change the text style in a couple of them. Or we have specifics we want to use. Well, we know that we can pick through these, and if it's a long list, that can take a long time, of course. Or we can come up here and we can do it globally by default. And we could set it here and we can come here, but the problem with that is that's going to be all of our text styles. And what if we only want a few? If we want to select which ones we want to change? Then you got to go back to the list. And we can also do it up here. But again, this is globally, this is through all your styles now, every label style. So again, not the most efficient way to do things, and we think Style Manager can help to get through some of that a little easier. So let's open up Style Manager. Let's see what it's all about here. So here's the Style Manager, the opening interface. We have it looks typical to a lot of our tools. We have pull down things you can pick from. We have these up here to your options. So we can select what we want to see. Do we want to see a type column? Do we want to see modified by column? Name description, you see it drop off. We probably want to see the type. So I'm going to just leave that one on right now. Did it take effect? Oh, and I said we can sort them alphabetically or by match the Civil 3D tool space. So that's right there. You'll see it change right there. And we can do, let me show you too. We can do also, like I mentioned before, the different objects in here. Whereas in Civil 3D, when you're doing it, you can pick here for just the label view, but then that's just the labels, right? So that's really the only option they give you. So the active drawing or labels, again, not the best way to do it. With our Style Manager, we can go ahead and we can pick what we want to see. In particular, if you're editing tables or objects or styles. And these objects, all these are coming right from Civil 3D. There's nothing proprietary regarding what we're doing here. So you can expand them all right here, kind of a handy little button if you want to see everything that's in there, or collapse and then pick by category. Whatever you want to do. So let's start with, let's see what's in our general and our label styles. I'm going to drop. You'll see this happen. Some of our things are going to disappear. Table style, I'll toggle that off. I'll toggle off objects. So now all we're getting is our labels. So with this, I can highlight here and I can see everything that's in there. So you see shapes down here, or you can do it by label category too. Lines, for instance, we can do that if we wanted to. So let's do label styles, and we see we have have a bunch, some of them in here say CTC after them. Maybe those are the ones we want to keep, or maybe that comes from another entity and that's their own, and you don't want that reflected in your style. Whatever, we'll show you. I'll show you here kind of an easy way to change things. So let me go back here to, let's just go by line style here. So let's see what else we can change here. Everything you see in white is stuff we can edit. If it's in gray, it's an uneditable. And these categories up here, these match the tabs in the styles. So they reflect everything that, well, not everything, but most things that are in your style editor that you can change. So maybe we want to come in here for this one. We just want to create, let me open this up a little bit here. Maybe we want to change today that we know we've made some changes and we want to change from created by Autodesk. We'll change that to CTC for today. So I'll just change that one, and we can go ahead and we can grab this by the corner and drag them all down so we don't have to type it all. So we can do this globally, as I said. We can do created by, we can do text style. What if we wanted to change these styles to just a few of them to CTC label maybe? Maybe we just wanted to match the ones that say CTC on them. So let's just do that. And again, we could pick and drag. We could bring them all down if we wanted to. And notice that when they do change, they turn red, meaning that they're pending. So nothing has taken effect in the drawing until we say it if we wanted to. So we can see that we've changed a few there of the text styles. What else? Let's check our layers. So we can pick through here to our layers. Let me click back over to here so we can see a little more of what we've got. So we've got a whole bunch of layers on 0. Let's go look at the point instead of here. So I can change this right on the fly too. I can come in here for label styles and we can do the same thing. So we've got all the same things. Let me close this real quick and get out of there. So this is a better category to work with, I think, to show you guys. So I'm just going to discard that. So it gives you the warning right there to know what is happening in your drawing. So in this case, we didn't do anything with that one. Let's go back to that point and let's do some of the same things we just did. So we have just a point, label styles here, and maybe we wanted to add CTC to all of those. And we could do that here by typing one-to-one, or we can export this. I'll show you that. Easier way would be to export it and do it in Civil 3D, but right here, let's make those same changes. Come back up here and call it CTC today, and then I'll grab it and do that. But maybe we don't want to change it standard because that's a out of the box one. So we can change just these. And let's do the same with our text styles for just the CTC label for those. I can drag there. Easy, and notice we have these picks here too, which just like in the styles, where it shows you what's in your drawing. And it's only what's in your drawing. If you needed something else, you would have to go get it. So visibility, we can change that. Let's do that. Let's get that one. Let's just say the standard, make it false. The node, that's fine, but maybe we don't use that layer. So we can put it on just a V node layer. Again, drag to change, simple click, and you can see how many changes we've made to how many styles in just a short amount of time. That would take quite a bit of effort to do natively. So here's some other things. These are in the style, plan readability, how do we want it to react, that type of thing. So let's go ahead and apply that. Yes, and you're going to see they turn black now. Okay, that means they've been accepted and put into the drawing. So I can close this now and we can come back into tool space. We can see what we changed there. So points, point label styles. I think we changed all of these so we can look to see. And there's the changes we've made right there. So label style is changed and the other things that we've done here. So we close that and let's go back into Style Manager and see what else we can do in there. Okay. I thought I missed some. A click there. So what else can we do in there? Let's turn back on everything and expand everything. So here's everything we've got in there. Okay. So if we want to search for something, we highlight it. That's the whole category. So if I type something in here like for our filters, I told you can filter to look for things if we say tree. Well, here's all the trees that are in the general type. If I come down here and I pick everything, so now it added a tree and point, it added a tree line as well. What about if we wanted to find all of our alignment stuff? So here's everything that has to do with alignments. So we got alignment table styles, alignment label styles, you name it. We've got everything that says alignment on it is right here, including in this general multi-purpose one. So let's focus on that alignment for a second here. So let's go just to the alignment portion of this. So I'm going to close everything here. Up there and close. Oops, I hit the wrong button. So now let's just do alignment. Let's see what's in there first. So this is going to show us everything. So we've got design checks. We've got label styles. We got many different things here. You can see how they expand, or you can expand them and retract them to see just what's in there. So check label sets. Okay, maybe we want all of these to say CTC. So in this case, there's not very many, so we can do it right here, easy enough. Okay, so it's taken all those. Okay, so we made all those changes. We can go ahead and apply them. And then we can export that to see what changed here. Let's go ahead and apply that and say yes again. And let's export, and we'll just get the alignment label sets names. So down here, here's where we pick where these go. So we have this ellipse here, and you might have this go to somewhere on the network. Like this here, we have our CTC design template we can compare it to if that's your company template. And here we can tell it to create a new sheet or write to an existing sheet. So I'm going to leave it on new sheet. So let's go to there. And so here you give it a file name. So we make our file. Let's call this today. Let's call this demo and today's date. So let's click that to open that. So now that's our active file, our active Excel file. We're going to tell it to create a new sheet. And we're going to export. So the new sheet that it made right here is label sets, which matches this last category right here. So it'll have a new tab. If we would have said write to an existing sheet, it would have went to sheet 1. As we know, Excel, they have, when you open one, you automatically get sheet 1. Apparently I have a typo on that. We'll live with that for now. So here's what you get in Excel. So I told it to include the headers, so we've got the headers. All the categories that it had something in will be right there. So we put that in there. Let's change these created bys right here to CTC. Again, to match what we did before. Pull that down. Put them all in there. We can save and close. I'm going to fix this right now. Okay, so then we can come back to here, and I didn't have to close this. Okay, I can leave this open while I'm working in Excel to compare to see what the changes might be. So here's where we do our changes right here. I guess I don't need that filter on anymore because we did that. So here's what it looks like. And so we can come in and we can compare. Put that filter back on just in case. So right here we can say compare. So here we have our options are to highlight the differences. And here we go grab which one we want to use to compare. And we can do it by handle or by name. Let's select name and then hit the compare button. It's going to tell us no differences found because I didn't pick the right sheet. So I picked the sheet label sets. Let's compare again. And it's finding 6. Yes, there they are. They highlighted, those 6 highlighted. So we can say replace. And we can have a bunch of different stuff we can pick from right here. Let's do this again. Let's compare. And This time, let's say apply and say yes. And now they've all changed. So what if I want to replace those? I could find the CTC. You know what, let's do that in the other, I'll show you that over here. In the name category. So I can replace those. So I'm going to find -CTC. I'm going to replace it with just a period to get that off of there. I'm going to apply it to the name category only. And here we could add a suffix or a prefix again if we wanted to. I'll say yes. 57 now. So in that case, I didn't care for that. I don't know what else changed. Other stuff outside of that filter, so I don't want to do that. Let me close here. We're gonna have to back up one. It's kind of the, again, the iterative process of that. I'm gonna close and deny those changes. We'll go back and we'll make that change. Then we'll go back to Excel to do it again. But this time before I do it, I'm going to export everything. Let me expand everything, and just so we have it in another tab, I'm going to put it all on sheet 1. So I'll grab everything, and we still have our demo file, Excel file, right here. I better go grab it since I changed the name. That might screw things up. Let's go grab it again. Never hurts to go grab it. Right to an existing sheet 1, export. You can see it's pretty quick. It doesn't take it that long to read the drawing. Close that. Don't want to go that route with it. Let's come back this way. And open the Excel right here. So here are the changes we made right there. Maybe here we want to add today's date. So we know it was created, messed with today by us. But we want to know when. So we'll put the date on there. Oops. Let me undo that. It uses the automatic counter unless you hold down your control and drag. Then it doesn't. So right here too, then we can replace all of these CTCs. Right here, maybe we want those out of there. So we use a typical find and replace from Excel. We'll find what? CTC, replace with nothing, replace all, takes them off of there, except for these where there was a typo. So it must have been no space. We can do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Made 6 changes. Close that. Save. Close. And now we can come back here again. Collapse all these categories. Select our alignment again. Alignment label sets. And let's do a compare again. Make sure we have that file grabbed. And do it by name. Highlight what did we do. Says no differences. So in this case, it's going by the handles. So 12 are going to change. So we can proof it beforehand. Here's the, we've changed it created by, we change that, say apply. Yes. And there's the ones we're missing, or that we changed. We took the CTC off. So let's close that again. Let me open Excel one more time here, because I didn't show you what we get on the sheet 1 tab now that we overrode it with everything. So if you want to compare from tab to tab, you could here, you can see this is every single thing that's in the drawing. So all the other header categories that had something, you can see here they fill in. These are all the different parameters. If you knew globally what you wanted to change, or if you were comparing everything from a template to a template, that would be what you would see when you bring it in. So let's try another one here. See, we're running a little late on time. I think you get the idea, but we can do one more thing here. Not sure if I got this set up, but let's try this. I just want to show you one other thing that it can do. So let's open Style Manager one more time. And let's say, for instance, we were comparing it to a general or our standard template. So again, I'm going to expand this whole thing here. Grab that one, come down here to the bottom, select them all, and let's compare it to that CTC template one. Let's open that. I don't know if you noticed on the top, I've got our template drawing open here. If I find anything different in my template, I can export those real quick, fix it, and then compare it again. So we're going to highlight, and it's searching the drawing right now. It's scanning for everything that we have. So it found 31 differences in Style Manager. I don't know, did I have highlight? I hope so. Okay, let's do it again. So it found all those differences, 31 differences. So where are they? Well, they're highlighted. Let me expand this, make it easier to find those highlights. Once we pin down what's highlighted, we can see what's changing. So again, here's some that would be changed. Here's some more. These are things that in native Civil 3D would be take a lot of time to get your standards, your templates up to snuff. So now we know it's just a few of those categories. And which ones were they? Well, we can start turning them off. So I can turn these off over here one at a time for what we're seeing. So we're not seeing anything there, and so on. So we can see what's in each category. And here's some in here. So the other neat thing about this is, if I come back to here and I try to apply those changes, and I hit it compare again, should find those same 31 to change. And now it says only 4. Oh, I don't have everything open. I'm going to say no. Let me just reopen everything again over here. So we will reopen. We'll do compare again with the change, compare. Now it should find the same 31. But what you're going to see is we're going to have some duplicates. So there's same style names are used in this active drawing. So I'll say apply. It's going to want to change them. And we're going to see that we're going to get a warning here. We should get a warning. Well, we didn't. But what I wanted to point out was that, yeah, it didn't take them. What I wanted to point out though is that in Style Manager, if you get duplicates, you can hunt those down. Maybe I changed those ahead of time before I came to this point with this. But you can come and you can search here if you do get a warning, and they'll be highlighted, the warnings. So here, I was expecting to get, because they're indifferent. So if any of these are used again in the same, like basic, if it's used in the same style, marker style, feature line, what have you, they'll be highlighted before it will let you continue. So you can rectify those. We have another tool over here if you've seen any of our other webinars. Template Tracker will also help you track those down and find out what may or may not be on those after we've changed them. And you can make your decision from there as to how you want to clean this thing up. So that's all I have today. Let's get back to the PowerPoint here. So if you have any questions too, you can type them in and we'll get to them here in a little bit. But that ends our presentation for today. So what is it again? It's part of the CTC CIM Management Suite of tools. We also have our CIM Project Suite of tools. We just released 2024. I should have had 2024 on there. I missed that, but we do have 2024 out, so we're version 24 right now. If you own it and you haven't updated, go to our site and download it. It will replace everything that you had there before. It's seamless. You won't have to uninstall, reinstall. And if you have any ideas or need any help, you go ahead and contact us at support. We always like to hear from our users, our end users, because we build these tools for you and no one knows better what you need than you do. So let us know. And if you don't have it, you can contact your reseller or right at ctcsoftware.com. So that's all I had today. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate your time, and I hope you found some useful tools here that you might be able to use. So with that, I'm going to go. And with that, I will thank you once again for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.